First question, madam. Angular momentum of a body is defined as the product of Karunya, Barkha is not come today. Syed, Aisha, Fatima, answer बोलना बेटा जरा try करो. Mass and angular velocity, centripetal force and radius, linear velocity and angular velocity, moment of inertia and angular momentum. Angular momentum is equal to how much beta? Fourth option is correct. Very good. L is equals to I into your omega. I told you this formula. Angular momentum is equals to moment of inertia into angular velocity. I is your moment of inertia, omega is your angular velocity. Fourth option is the answer. Sure. Next one. Question number 2. The drive shaft of an automobile rotates at 3600 revolutions per minute. That means omega value is given beta. Omega is 3600 revolutions per minute. And transmit 80 horsepower. That means power is equals to your 80 horsepower up from an engine to the rear wheel. The torque required by the engine will be equal to how much? Tau value is how much? Okay. So 1 horsepower is how much beta? 1 horsepower is equals to 746 watt beta. Remember, 1 horsepower is equals to 746 watt. Okay. So power will become for me how much? 80 into your 746. So how much I'm getting this one, you see? 80 into 746 is how much? Omega is given in revolutions per minute, but omega unit is what beta? Radians. You should get the answers in radian per second. That means omega will be equal to 3600 into 1 revolution will be equal to your 2 pi by your 60. Three 3600 into 2 pi divided by your 60. So that we'll be getting the answer in terms of radians per second because it is revolutions per minute, na beta. We need in seconds. That is the reason we're dividing it by 60. So that is the omega value we'll be getting. See how much I'm getting omega beta? This 0 will get cancelled. 6 ones are 6 6 are 36. 0. 2 6 are 12. That means 120 pi radians per second. How much is power I'm getting beta? 80 into 746. How much you see? We'll be getting 59680 Newton per meter second. Sorry, Newton meter torque na power is equals to unit of the power will be equal to how much beta? 746 watt. 1 watt will be equal to your Newton meter per second. Okay. Now, what is the formula of the power beta? Power is equals to your tau into your omega. So it's asking torque. Torque is equals to power divided by omega. So now keep the values. Power is 59680 divided by omega. We got 120 pi. So simplify it, we'll get the answer. So it is 59680 divided by 120 into 3.14. So calculate it, we'll get the answer for this. Anyone is giving the answer for me? C. Yes, beta. C is answer 158.3 something. Okay. Good question, beta. Next question. A particle of mass 1 kg is moving along the line y is equals to x plus 2 where x and y are in meters with a speed 2 meter per second. The magnitude of angular momentum of the particle about the origin will be equal to how much? Okay, given equation is how much? Y is equals to x plus 2 beta. Okay, with the speed of your, that means v is equals to 2 meter per second. The magnitude of the angular momentum of the particle about the origin is asking. Okay, about the origin means y is equals to 0. Okay, if y is equals to 0, from here 0 is equals to x plus 2, so x will be equal to minus 2. Okay, the same way, if x is equals to 0, because origin means both an x coordinate and y coordinate must be 0, that means y is equals to 0 plus 2, so y will be equal to 2. So we got the y value is equals to 2 and x value is equals to minus 2 at origin. Okay, can anyone draw the graph for that one better? When y is 0, x is equals to how much for me? Minus 2. When x is 0, y value is plus 2. That means if I'm drawing the graph for this one, let's see. Okay, now the first condition, when y is 0, when y is 0, x is equals to how much for me? Minus 2. That means this one, x is equals to minus 2, somewhere at this point. When x is 0, y is equals to your plus 2. That one is y is equals to 2. That means it is a straight line passing this through straight lines like this. We need to touch a line touching this one like this. This is the graph what we are getting. This is your origin, O, and this one is your perpendicular distance. Okay, so now the particle is moving along this line beta. The particle of mass m is moving with velocity v along this line. So this is your y dash, this is your x, this is your y, this is your x dash. Okay, so this is your particle of mass m moving with the velocity of your v. Everyone got it? This is 0 and this one is your normal. Okay, so O to n is a perpendicular distance, is asking angular momentum. L is equals to mv into your r perpendicular. Mass is given how much for me, or 1. Velocity is given as 2. Perpendicular distance will be equal to how much beta? What will be the perpendicular distance? Theta is 45 degrees exactly, because this one is 2, this one is also 2. So theta is 45 degrees. Okay, so if I take this one as of your 45 degrees, this one is your 2. That means this will be 2 into cos 45. So it is your 2 into cos 45. So that is equals to 2 into cos 45 is 1 by root 2. Isn't it? So what I can write better? So 2 into 2 into divided by root 2 is nothing but how much for me? Root 2 into root 2 is how much for me? 2. Isn't it? So that means this will be equal to root 2 into root 2 into root 2 into root 2 divided by root 2. So this one will get cancelled. So this will be equal to how much for me? 2 root 2. 2 root 2 kg meter square per second. That will be the answer. Clear, beta? How many of you are giving the answers? Karanya, you're not talking, beta. Kya hua? Barka, basic questions only. See the question once again. Very good question, beta. A particle of mass 1 kg. Mass is given for me how much? 1 kg is moving along the line y is equals to x plus 2. Where x and y are in meters with the speed of velocity is given how much for me? 2 meter per second. Magnitude of angular momentum is asking. Angular momentum is L is equals to mvr into your sine theta. What did beta? Now see here. What is the concept I have taken here? The magnitude of angular momentum of the particle about the origin is asking. That means in the given equation, if I'm taking y is 0, so we are getting x is equals to how much for my coordinate? Minus 2. If x is 0, we are getting y is equals to your plus 2. So from that one, I got a graph for that one beta. Y is plus 2 and x is minus 2. Touching the two lines, if I'm drawing a line, I'm getting a straight line. And the particle is going along this straight line. And about the origin means I need to draw a perpendicular on the line when it is at your point of your n. So O to n will give me perpendicular distance. So L is equals to mv into r perpendicular. Mass is 1, velocity is 2, r perpendicular is 2 into cos 45. Simplified, we'll get the answer. Clear, beta? Chalo, next one. In an orbital motion, the angular momentum vector is along the radius vector parallel to the linear momentum in the orbital plane perpendicular to the orbital plane. Good question, beta. Please try it, everyone. In an orbital motion, angular momentum vector is like say for example, the motion of your earth and as well as of your moon. The motion of your earth and as well as of your moon. It is an orbital motion. This is your axis. And this is your radius r. And here the particle is moving. Particle of mass m. Here the velocity will be v. Okay. Okay. M into v is momentum, beta. See, if linear momentum of the particle radius is position vector, beta. So angular momentum formula is L bar is equals to R bar cross P bar, na beta. Isn't it? That means velocity vector is right now. Momentum is in this direction. P bar. So P bar cross R bar in the upward direction. Isn't it? So that will become for me RP into your sine theta into n cap. N cap is the unit vector in the direction of rotation. That means it is perpendicular to the orbital plane. Perpendicular to the orbital plane. D. Very good. Sure. Next one. Now this is something good question. A rigid horizontal smooth rod AB of mass 0.75 kg and length 40 centimeter can rotate freely about a fixed vertical axis through its midpoint O. Two rings each of mass 1 kg initially at rest are placed at a distance of 10 centimeter from the O on either side of the rod. The rod is set in rotation with an angular velocity of 30 radians per second, and when the rings reach the ends of the rod, the angular velocity in radians per second will be equal to how much? Okay. First, try to understand the question and try to draw the diagram better. A rigid horizontal smooth rod AB of mass 0.75 kg and length 40 centimeter can rotate freely about a fixed vertical axis through a midpoint O. Okay. Let me draw the diagram first. I'm assuming the diagram to be something like this. This is the axis on which it is rotating. Mass of this rod is m is equals to 0.75 kg. Length is for this one. Capital L is equals to 40 centimeters. That means 40 into 10 to the power of minus 2 meters. Done, beta? That means that will be 0.4 meters. And still what is telling? This is your origin O. Can rotate freely about a fixed vertical axis through the midpoint O. Two rings each of mass 1 kg initially at rest are placed at the distance of 10 centimeter from the O on either side. Okay. That means somewhere here 10 centimeter on either side. So this distance is 10 centimeter and this distance is also your 10 centimeter. The rod is set in the rotation with an angular velocity of, okay, now it is rotating with an angular velocity about this axis. So this is omega, this is omega. With an angular velocity of 30 radians per second. When the ring reaches the ends of the rod, angular velocity is how much? Okay. What is asking is when the rings reaches to this end, what will be the angular velocity? Omega dash is equals to your how much? Option B. Good, beta. Option B. Is this question clear, beta? See, as there is no external force acting on the system because these particles are moving because of its rotation. So, as no external torque is acting, as no external torque is acting, so momentum is conserved. What type of momentum? Angular momentum. Angular momentum is conserved. Conserved means same. That means initial angular momentum is equals to final angular momentum. So I1 omega 1 is equals to your I2 omega 2. So I1 is moment of inertia of the rod axis passing through center. So it is ml square divided by 12 plus two particles are being kept at a distance. So it is your r square into your omega square. That is equals to I2 will be equal to how much? Same m into L square divided by 12 into your 2m. Now they are at a distance of L by 2 from the axis, 2m into your whole square into omega 2. I am taking it as omega dash. Got it? So what is the given data in the problem, beta? Mass is given for me. Mass is given as 0.75 kg. Length is given as 0.4 meter. Freely rotate about an axis O. And mass of the ring, this is your capital M, beta. And small m is equals to your 1 kg. Okay. That means capital M is equals to 0.75 into length is 0.4 whole square divided by 12 plus 2 into mass is 1 into distance is 0.1 whole square into initial angular velocity is given as of your 30. That is equals to 0.75 into this one is 0.4 whole square divided by your 12 plus this is your 2, mass is 1 into length is equals to your L by 2. L by 2 means L value is how much we got right now, beta? 0.4. So it is 0.4 divided by 2 whole square into your omega dash. So get the value of omega dash. This is the 2 ones. This is 0.2. Okay. So simplify it. See how much I'm getting from that one. So just simplify it. We'll get the value of omega dash. How much are you getting, beta? Option B is better. Option B is correct. 10 radians per second. You can cross check with your calculation, beta. Simple calculation only, but it will take time. Just try to do it out, no problem. Done? Sure. See it once again, beta. Any doubt in this one, please let me know. Read the question once again and try to understand it. What is the way I have done it? So next question. A couple means better torque. A couple consisting of two forces F1 and F2 each equal to 5 Newton are acting on the rim of a disc of mass 2 kg and radius half meter for 5 seconds. Initially the disc is at the rest. Okay. The final angular momentum of the disc is how much? So now what is the torque acting on the system? Can you tell me? Tau is equals to F1 into your R plus F2 into your R. Like see on this body, one force is in this direction, another force is in this direction. This is F1, this is F2, like closing and opening of a tap. So both of them are in opposite direction, so they'll get add up. So first force is 5 into perpendicular distance is 1 by 2 plus 5 into 1 by 2. So that will be equal to how much, beta? 5 only, 5 Newton meter, because 2.5 plus 2.5. What is asking is final angular momentum. You know that delta L will be equal to how much for me, beta? Change in momentum is also equal to your what? Torque is there. Time is also given for me in the problem. Mass is also given. Mass is given for me as 2 kg and time is given as 5 seconds. So force acting for a very short interval of a time. How much it is? Tau into your dt is also equal to your dl, that is change in momentum. L final minus L initial. So torque is how much for me? 5. For how much time? T. So I can write here tau into your integral of dt will become how much for me? T. So this will become for me tau into T is equals to angular momentum, that is nothing but L. Torque is 5, time is also 5, that is equals to L. So L will be equal to 25 Newton meter second. Done, beta? Sure. A particle is moving, next question. A particle is moving along a straight line parallel to the x-axis with constant velocity. Its angular momentum about the origin will decrease with time, increase with the time, remains constant, 0. A particle is moving along a straight line parallel to x-axis with constant velocity. Its angular momentum about the origin is see, this is your x-axis, this is your y-axis. Suppose this is a particle of mass m moving parallel to your x-axis with velocity v. This is your origin. That means this is your perpendicular distance and it has been moved in horizontal distance right now from this one. S is equals to v into t in the straight line. This is the position vector r. This is some distance, say for example b. This is your x-axis. So this one is also your v into t. So x is equals to vt and y is equals to b, isn't it? So the components of the velocities will be equal to how much beta? Vx is equals to v beta. Vy it is not moving, 0, and Vz is also your 0. As it is moving parallel to x-axis, I can write the momentum L bar is equals to R bar cross P bar. Isn't it? Okay. If I'm writing in these conditions, L bar is equals to I, J and K. This one is L is equals to M. This is x-axis, I will be equal to V into T. This is B, this is 0. Velocity V, 0 and 0. So if I'm simplifying this one is K cap into your M. This is Vt into 0 minus V into your B. So that means that will become for me minus MVB into your K cap. That means that will remain for me what? Constant. C. Very good. C will be the answer. It will be constant. It remains constant. Clear? Sure. Nothing better. What he's telling is very good question, but a particle is moving along your straight line like this, parallel to x-axis with some constant velocity. That means this m into v about the perpendicular distance beta. That means if this distance is your b, this will be equal to exactly at center 45. That means if I'm resolving it, so this is your momentum into perpendicular distance. Okay, so about the origin, if I'm taking, this will be equal to m into vp. That is always remaining for me constant only. Clear? Sure. The solid sphere is rotating in a free space. If the radius of the sphere is increased, keeping the mass same, then which one of the following will not be affected? Good question, beta. See, here mass is remaining same. Mass is equals to same. There is no change in the mass. And radius is increased. Radius is increased, beta. Then moment of inertia and rotational kinetic energy and angular momentum will change. Why? Because conservation of momentum, angular momentum will not change, isn't it? If mass is remaining same and radius is increasing, then moment of inertia, rotational kinetic energy and angular momentum will change, beta. But according to law of conservation of momentum, angular momentum will not change because angular momentum will depend upon what? R bar cross P bar. That is nothing but of your mvr into sine theta. It will change only if mass is changing, velocity is changing, r. In free space, we can't change the velocity. Radius of the sphere is increased, keeping the mass same. Then which one of the following is not affected is telling. Rotation, na? So for rotation, L is equals to your I into your omega. For linear, this is the relation. For rotation, I into omega. You're not changing the moment of inertia of that body because mass is remaining same. Angular velocity of that one is also not changing. L is equals to R bar cross P bar. That is always remaining constant. Okay, if radius is increased, moment of inertia will increase, beta. So I'll write here. Moment of inertia, kinetic energy, and angular velocity. All of this will change. But as per the law of conservation of momentum, angular momentum is not change or will not change unless and until the body is net torque is equals to 0. If net torque acting on the system is 0, then only angular momentum will be conserved. Otherwise, it is not conserved. So which one of the following is not getting affected means angular momentum, because there is no concept of your torque on this one. Okay, simple question. Next one. This one is very good question, beta. This type of models, it should be perfect. The radius vector and linear momentum are respectively given by. So radius vector is given for me. R bar is equals to 2i cap plus j cap plus of your k cap. And linear momentum, that means P bar. P bar is equals to 2i cap minus of your 3j cap plus of your k cap. Then angular momentum is how much? Okay. Angle is equals to your R bar cross P bar. That means that will be equal to your how much? I cap, j cap, k cap. Cross product. Isn't it? So R value is how much for me? 2, 1, 1. This is 2 minus 3, 1. So that will be equal to, if I need the value of I, plus, minus, plus. So if I need the value of your I cap, so I cap will be equal to 1 minus, minus of your 3. Then minus of your j cap. Then cross multiply this one. 2 into 1 is nothing but 2 minus of your 2 plus k cap into minus 6 minus 2. Okay. So how much I will be getting, beta? Minus minus plus. That means this will be equal to 4 I cap minus this will be your 8 k cap. J cap will become 0. Okay. 4 I cap minus 8 k cap. B will be the answer. Very good. Sure. If mass is built in a circular path with a constant angular velocity, and its angular momentum is L. If the string is now halved, keeping the angular velocity same, the angular momentum will be equal to how much? So L is equals to your I into your omega, or else L is equals to your M into your R square into your omega. So for given mass and omega, L is now directly proportional to the radius, isn't it? So if I can say that if R is halved, then angular momentum, what happens, beta? Angular momentum becomes 1/4, isn't it? Because L1 by L2 is equals to R1 by your R2 whole square, isn't it? If the string is now half, that means R1 is R. This one is nothing but half. That means R by 2 whole square. R gets cancelled. 2 square is nothing but 4. So L1 by L2 is equals to 4. So L2 will become for me L1 divided by 4. So it will become for me 1 by 4. Isn't it? That means it will become for me L by 4. First option will be the answer. Very good. Sure. Next one. Now this one you should give me the answer, beta. The position of a particle is given by r bar is equals to I cap plus 2j cap minus k cap. And its linear momentum is given by p is equals to 3I cap plus 4j cap plus minus k cap. Angular momentum. I hope you can do this question, beta. Isn't it? Same. L bar is equals to r bar cross p bar. We can cross check it, beta. So that will be equal to your I, j and k. Just now we did the same model. You can just try it out. 1, 2, minus 1. And this will be your 3, 4, minus 2. This will be plus, this will be minus, this will be plus. So can you tell anyone answer, beta? I into, if I need the I, you need to cross multiply that one. 2 into 2, that will be equal to minus 4, plus this will be equal to your plus 4, minus of your j cap. If I need the value of j, close the value of j, and then multiply the remaining terms. That will be equal to your 2 into minus 2, plus of your 3. Okay, because minus 1 into 3 is minus, minus, minus will become for me plus. Then it is a plus of your k cap. Close the value of k and cross multiply. 1 into 4 is nothing but 4. 2, 3 is a 6. So that will give me how much? Minus 4 plus 4. That will become for me 0 I cap. This will become for me minus of 1 j cap. This will become for me minus of 2 k cap. So it will be lying in which plane, beta? Then the angular momentum about the origin is perpendicular to. About the origin means
plane, sir.
Which axis? X-axis or y-axis? Angular momentum about the origin is perpendicular to is telling YZ plane.
Z-axis, sir.
How, beta? I think you forgot about your vectors. This is I, this is j, and this is your k. Okay. If you multiply I versus j, you will be getting k. If you multiply j and k, you will be getting right now for me I. Cross product, na beta. So it is minus I minus k will give me what? Anti-clockwise. That will be equal to your minus j, because this one is 0 anyhow. Minus j minus k will give me what? X-axis, na? J cap minus k cap means the resultant will be along your I cap.
So, but we're not multiplying, no, sir?
It is a cross product only, na beta. L is equals to your R bar cross P bar.
Yes, sir. Yes.
A bar cross B bar, na beta. That is equals to mod A mod B into sine theta.
Yes, sir.
So the directions are in J and K, minus J minus K.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
X-axis.
Next one. If R denotes the distance between the sun and the earth, then the angular momentum of the earth about the sun is proportional to. Very, very good question, beta. If R denotes the distance between the sun and the earth, then the angular momentum of the earth and the sun is proportional to. Angular momentum formula L is equals to mv into R. As the earth is revolving around the sun, so it will be your orbital velocity. Orbital velocity is under root of g into m divided by r. So L is equals to your m under root of your g into m divided by r into your r. Okay. So what I can write here right now, L is equals to your m into root of your g into your m divided by root of your r into your r. That means L is equals to your m into under root of g into m divided by root r into this one is root r into root r. This one will get cancelled. That means L is directly proportional to root r. C will be the answer. Done. Next one. If I is the moment of inertia and E is the kinetic energy of the rotation of the body, then its angular momentum will be equal to how much? Can anyone try this question, beta? If I is the moment of inertia and E is the kinetic energy of the rotation of the body, then its angular momentum will be equal to how much? Energy formula E is equals to half into I into your omega square. So that is equals to your half into your I into omega can be written in terms of angular momentum. L is equals to your I into your omega. Then omega will become for me how much? L by I. Okay, now. So I can write here L square divided by I square. This one and this one will get cancelled. So it is L square divided by 2I. Energy is given as E. So what we need? L. So L is equals to L square is equals to 2I into E. That means L is equals to under root of your 2E into your I. So under root of 2E into I, fourth option. D, very good. Next one. A particle of mass m in the xy plane with a velocity v along the straight line AB. If angular momentum of the particle with respect to origin O is LA, when it is at your B, then angular momentum of your A is greater than angular momentum of the B. See, angular momentum is depending upon what? Perpendicular distance from the axis of rotation, isn't it? Because angular momentum means L is equals to mvr into your sine theta, isn't it? So when it is somewhere at a point of this one right now, if I'm talking about your point A, this will be the distance, isn't it? And for this one, if I'm taking this axis like this will be the perpendicular distance. Even if I'm taking for the B, B also same, no? Perpendicular distance will be the same. So that means there is no change in perpendicular distance. So angular momentum of that particle will remain for me same. That means LA will be equal to your LB. Because even if I take for this particle beta, for this one also the angular momentum is remaining. Perpendicular distance is remaining for me the same. So angular momentum of your A will be equal to your angular momentum of your B. Okay, sure. 15th one. Total angular momentum of a rotating body remains constant if net torque acting on the system is how much? Everyone should give me the answer for this one. Angular momentum is said to be conserved. What is the torque formula? Tau is equals to your dl divided by your dt. If angular momentum is constant, that means differentiation of your any constant will be zero. So torque acting on that one will become zero. A will be the answer. Very good. Next one. That's all. So that are the 15 questions which you have been got in this one. This Sunday, will you write the examination on rotational mechanics, beta? Tomorrow, we'll try to do the problems on your equilibrium and as well as of your rolling part. This weekend, you please try to write examination on rotational mechanics once. And very soon, I'm even going to start you the revision again from the starting beta, units and dimensions, vectors, kinematics, work power energy, collisions, friction, everything. I'm trying to do the revision again from the starting. Very soon, I'll announce you the timings and dates also. Apart from this one, I will be doing the other timings also for the revision. Barika, what topic is going on for you in the college, beta?
So mechanical properties in fluids in one track, and another track they're doing work power energy, sir.
Achha. Syed Aisha Fatima, what topic is going on for you, beta? Aisha?